Good evening. My name's Tim Graham, and I get to welcome you to our welcome back night at Catalyst High School. It's a little different than our normal welcome back night since we don't get to see you in person, but we're really happy that you joined us. This is for Catalyst students who are in our Real World program. If you are a COA student and you have questions, we're not going to be addressing those tonight. Please email myself or Sandy Otis, and we'll be happy to answer any high school COA questions you have. As we are presenting, if you have questions, please place them in the Q&A section. Just type them in, and at the end of our presentation, we're going to answer the questions. And we will try to put whoever knows the most about that topic introducing that. I'd like to now go ahead and introduce those teachers that are going to be working in our comprehensive distance learning this year. So Connie Rice is our English 9th and 10th grade. She also does our coordination of our CTE programs. Ben Stern is going to be teaching juniors and seniors English. Jeff Smith is going to be teaching our Catalyst students for math. Trevor Thompson is going to be teaching social studies. Shayna Barrier will be covering our science topics. Jared Reinhardt is new to us, and he's going to be teaching PE. Lori Klaus returns as our special education teacher. Christy Chrisman returns as our counselor, and we are fortunate to add Josh Reed to our team. And then we have Elaine Koskela. She is going to be continue to be our student success coach. Jeff Smith, our math teacher, is also very talented in technology. He, with the help of staff, created a video to welcome students back, and we're going to get a little preview of that video now before we move into the rest of our program. And there's more to come with that. Now, Christy Chrisman and Shayna Barrier are going to try to explain our student schedules and how that's going to look this year in our comprehensive distance learning.
Hi, everyone. So I'm sure you have a lot of questions what school is going to look like this year. It does look quite a bit different than it looked last spring when we kind of went remote learning there back in March. And this is a sample schedule. So if you look kind of at the top left, that's going to be the schedule for Monday through Thursday. And it's going to be very much like as though you were at school, but obviously you'll be working from home. But first period, you'll have a class from 9 to 9:40, example math. Second period, 9:50 to 10:30, maybe an English class. After that, you'll have an advocacy period, and that's going to be just Monday, Wednesdays, and then Fridays at a different time. So 2 days a week, you'll have 10:40 to 11:10, you'll have advocacy. And that is, that's going to be with the same group of students for, as long as I guess we're doing this. And then you'll have a lunch break from 11:20 to 11:50. And on Tuesday and Thursdays, you'll have an extra long lunch break because there's no advocacy. And then third period and fourth period go from 12 to 1:30. So in the afternoons, teachers will be available every afternoon from 1:40 to 2:30. If you have questions, you need some one-on-one time for some of your classes, you can set up an appointment to meet with them, get some tutoring. They'll at different times probably set up work times that they'll talk about in their classes. But the idea is that you'll show up live as though you're in the classroom, early as on time, 9 a.m., log on and be there until 2:30 as though you were coming to the school building. But the nice thing is you'll have 10-minute bathroom breaks in between each class. So even though you'll be at home, you'll get an extra long bathroom break and time to get those calories and stuff. And then Fridays are looking very different. They are required. And Connie is going to talk more about that, but we'll have a 2-hour block with your same advocacy group that you met with during the week. And you'll be doing some different CTE activities. Also in the afternoon, and you can go to the next slide actually, Greg, there's an optional PE class that you can take. And that's just if you're interested in earning some extra credits. So speaking of credit, Monday through Thursday classes, the classes that meet every day are all going to be worth a 0.25, just kind of like normal. And then your Friday class combined with your advocacy class is going to be worth a 0.5 credit. So all of these things are mandatory, and you do earn credit for them if you take advantage of them. So you can earn every 6 weeks 1.5 credits plus, and which is a total of 9+ credits per year if you take advantage of all the opportunities. And like I mentioned, you can take PE in addition to your other classes, and that's going to be something that's only going to meet in person. It's not going to be in person, but like virtually synchronized on Fridays, but you'll have activities that you do throughout the week to earn that credit. And as always, 70% or better to earn those credits. But it's actually more similar to how we used to do things, I feel like, than what we did in the spring. So that's that. Next, Connie Rice, CTE extraordinaire. Oh, before I say that, if you have questions about your schedule, go ahead and check your student view. Parents check parent view, and you should be able to see your student schedule now. And if you don't see it or you have any questions, please email Shayna. That's our first email there, or me. I'm down, Chrisman C. And we'll try and answer you as soon as we can. Shayna, did I leave anything out? Anything you want to add?
I just want to say that if you see, when you check your schedule in Synergy, if you see an independent study, that means that one of your 4 classes during the Monday through Thursday slot is replaced with an independent class, whether it's an online class or maybe a walking class with Connie or the PE class on Friday. So if you see that independent study, you're going to need to find out what you're going to be working on independently. Mm-hmm. We'll let you know.
Yeah, and some of those options, it could be a fuel ed class, or it could be a PE, or like a lit of author or something like that. So kind of some of the same independent classes that were offered before. So next, Connie is going to talk about CTE Fridays.
Hi, everyone. We are excited to get going again. So like last year and the year before, we're still dedicating our Fridays to learning about careers and to find things that we might like to do after we graduate from high school. So we're going to keep working on developing a broader understanding of what that might be. We're going to explore local community colleges and universities that offer degrees and certificates. We're going to explore industries as well as local organizations within industries. A lot of the students are going to explore their personal interest as how it relates to what they might do after high school. And we're going to participate. Most of this is going to be through virtual field trips and online opportunities. We are looking to possibly maybe do some in-person stuff later in the year, but that would obviously have to wait for a while. And then our graduating seniors. So this is just for the graduating seniors. They're going to be developing their senior project through work with the New World of Work curriculum and hopefully a virtual or in-person internship. So it's really important that you understand that these Fridays are not optional. We want you to be there and to really do this work so that you can move on to the next step, which is really important as well. So now I'm going to introduce Cindy, who's going to talk to you guys about GED.
Hello, everybody. Most of you probably remember me from working in GED after school, and we're going to, get that back on track. And one of the things that I think is really important is that you understand that the GED is not faster, it's not easier, and if that's what you're thinking, this might not be the right avenue for you. The GED consists of passing scores in 4 of the core areas, which you can see listed on the slideshow. You need to be pretty motivated, especially now with us working remotely and trying to figure that out. Another problem is that the tests would be taken at Chemeketa Community College in McMinnville. So you need to make sure that there's transportation for your student, or if you drive, that you are able to do that. Another main thing, if you're even thinking about GED and you don't have your photo ID from a state agency, so driver's license, Oregon ID card, or a passport that isn't expired, that will all work. But if you show up to Chemeketa and you don't have any of those things, they will not let you take the test. You have to prove that you're you. And so they take that type of ID to make sure that the right person's taking the right test. So I've already been talking to a couple of you, and I will put some more information out on the Remind app. So next, you get to speak with the lovely Elaine.
Hi, everyone. I'm really excited to get back to school and get with you guys. And one of the things that I wanted to just acknowledge is that this is really different. And we talk a lot about grit at school, and it's going to take a lot of grit to get through this year. I wanted to read a definition of grit. I think it'll sound very familiar to you. Grit is a personality trait possessed by individuals who demonstrate passion and perseverance toward a goal, despite being confronted by significant obstacles and distractions. I think we all know we have a lot of obstacles and distractions happening right now. Those who possess grit are able to self-regulate and stick with it, working diligently on a task. So parents and guardians, I especially wanted to just mention some things that you can do to help your child have grit and to help your child be successful in something that's completely different. And there's 5 things listed there. Establish routines and expectations. This is just really important to, as we're doing something completely new, to try to get a new routine. Something that you can do is make sure your student has their schedule written down somewhere so they know what classes they have at what times and on what days. That would be very important. The second one is, I think, one of the most important things we can do. Choose a good place to learn and make sure it has all the needed materials. We recognize that not everyone has an office they can set their student up in, but if you can designate a place where there's good internet and all the supplies they need are there, that would be very helpful. One thing that we recognize is that a lot of students will be in their rooms, and if they are in their rooms, still separate from their bed would be great, or at least sitting up on a made bed. That sounds weird, but those are good things to talk about. Staying in touch with the teachers and the staff is going to be very important. Without a physical place to be, know how to contact your teachers, and the staff is always going to be available. And most of us have Google phone lines, we have email. Contact us however you want. Help students own their learning. I think the biggest thing about this is we're all going to try to do things and we're all going to fail a little bit, and the struggle is fine. And I think that as parents, if you can encourage that, but not jump in and rescue too much, they're going to own this process a little bit more. And then the last thing I said is just begin and end each day by checking in. That can be just a, hey, when do you have school? Do you have anything due today? Is there anything I can do to help? So at the beginning of the day, some things like that. At the end of the day, you might just want to ask how things went. Some specific questions could be good too. If you knew something that maybe they were dreading or something like that, you could ask specific questions about that. So yeah, the staff is excited, and we hope to demonstrate a lot of grit this year as well. We're going to move on now to the counseling staff, and I think Christy will be introducing that staff.
Yeah, so thank you, Elaine. That is helpful. this year, like Elaine said, is just going to be so weird and different and hard. And I know I personally, coming back to work after the summer and after, how things were in the spring, it was like really hard to mentally just be ready with all this other stuff going on in the world. Like it was just distracting, and it felt like a lot to sort of like make that mental leap back into school. I'm happy to report that after like 3 or so weeks back of some pretty, being into it, I feel so much better, and I feel way more balanced, but it really did take a couple weeks to feel just like to get back into it. So I want to encourage you to hang in there, push through, just like Elaine said with the grit thing. But we know it's going to be hard, and your counseling support team is here for you. So I want to take a sec and introduce our team this year. Myself, Josh Reed is going to be working as a counselor with us this year as well.
Hello.
And Ben,
Hi there.
Josh, there we go. And then also we have Ben Shannon, who is a senior at George Fox. He's going to be interning with us from the psychology department. And I don't know, Ben, you might have to say something so that.
Sure. Yes. Hello, I'm Ben. I'm really looking forward to hanging out and working with everyone this year.
So Ben will be popping in to different classes, being available in some groups, advocacies, in a mentoring role, if that's something that you're interested in. Yeah, we're here to support you. And Josh is going to share a few things that observations and things he's found helpful as well.
Yes, I'm a father of 3 young adults. And so in the past few months, perhaps you can relate to some of the things that I've seen, like mood swings, some acting out, perhaps a lack of interest or a withdrawing to a bedroom, or not participating in activities that maybe were otherwise enjoyed before, or perhaps pushing limits and boundaries, and unfortunately, maybe expressing some disrespect to people around them. And you may have thought that I was talking about my children. No, I was talking about me. So maybe you can relate to this. This has been an incredibly stressful period of history that we're living in. And therapists would tell us that these are all really common responses to stress. And so we anticipate trying to help students work through some of those responses and showing one another some extra grace this coming school year. In case you aren't aware, school counselors, our job description includes 3 main domains. The first is the social emotional well-being, so figuring out ways to handle stress. The second is educational or academic support, helping students be successful. And the third is sort of future-oriented career and college preparation. So helping students navigate what they want to do after high school and helping them make a plan and take steps towards that. Those are within our wheelhouse, and please refer your students to us if we can help in any of those 3 ways. I'm going to pass it back to Christy for some specifics.
Yeah, so some of the ways that we're hoping kind of help meet some of those needs, we're going to be helping with advocacy teams. Advocacies are going to be meeting 3 times a week, as they used to as well. But we're really going to focus on some of those things actually that you loved about Discovery, connecting as a group, as a kind of a team, talking about some important topics, kind of getting to know each other, building trust, and interacting. Because that's one of the things that has been different since the pandemic happened is interaction. It's changed. You might still be seeing some friends and everything, but it's definitely changed. The curriculum we're going to use in advocacy is called Character Strong, and it's really fun and has some really cool things. And it kind of reminded me of some of our circle up questions. And anyway, so that's kind of going to be what you're going through in advocacy with your advocacy teachers. We're also available for one-on-one support. So if you feel like you would like to talk to someone and be helpful to just check in, if you want to set up a regular check-in time, that's what we're here for. So we would be happy to do that. I already mentioned mentoring as well. We will have hopefully have the opportunity to have some George Fox students do some mentoring if that's something you would be interested in. We also have worked in the community for a while and have a lot of have some connections with community partners that provide all sorts of things, clothing, food, you know, personal hygiene stuff, school supplies, like things. If you find yourself needing something like that, or you know someone that does, we're happy to connect you there. And then we're also planning on continuing and starting some clubs. The Gingers and Sexualities Alliance Club, GSA. We've done grief and anxiety groups in the past, stress management. Those are all things that we hope to help to provide this year to help kind of keep us all afloat in this tough time. So looking forward to working with you and interacting with you this year. And please reach out. Our contact information is right there. So all our emails, and that's my Google phone number. You can call or text it. So if you have questions about your schedule, if it's just something random school related, if you need to talk with someone, if you're worried about a friend, like feel free to reach out. That's really what we're here for. And we would love to hear from you. So we're looking forward to getting back into the swing of things. And I think, yeah, that's it from me. Next, I think questions. Yes. So now we're going to transition into questions. So I think Tim might read the questions off the Q&A.
So the first question I'm going to answer is, it says, is Catalyst the same as COA? I spoke with Sandy Otis and she did say that we do not have a set schedule. So COA is a program of Catalyst. Catalyst takes in about 4 different programs. We have the main program, which is Real World, and that's mainly what we're focusing on tonight. We also have GED, which was also a focus tonight. We have PM Extension, and we have High School COA. So High School COA, we mainly Sandy Otis or myself are answering those questions on an individual basis, and those classes are not live. Those are non-synchronized, while our Catalyst Real World classes are synchronized, meaning they are a set time that your student will go in and have the class. So if you're wanting answers to questions about COA, please email me or Sandy Otis and we can answer your high school COA questions. Next question is, what if your child has PCC classes during the day? So do you want to take this one, Christy?
Yes, so we will work with you on an individual basis if you have PCC classes. Oftentimes, they're only 1 or 2 days a week. They're synchronized meetings, and so it's definitely possible for you to do both. And so reach out to me, send me an email or text, and we'll figure out your schedule around those PCC classes.
Sorry, I was muted. So do we need to still be online? So our CDL classes, our comprehensive distance learning classes, are online, but they are live online. So your student will have a link that they click into that takes them to the class, and they'll be in with a teacher and students and their live class sessions. The COA is the non-synchronized classes, and that's going to be where they're online, but they're doing their classes at their own schedule, not on a set time. And for online classes, what is the process? If you're a Catalyst student who's wanting to take a online class to get ahead or to do credit recovery, you just reach out to Christy or Josh and they could start that process. Do we get new Chromebooks? So if you have a Chromebook that was issued to you in the spring last year, and we had everyone keep them, then you will continue to use that Chromebook. If you're having issues with the Chromebook, please contact the office and we will work with you to either have it repaired or replace that Chromebook.
Yeah, can I also mention here that we were supposed to have a supply day tomorrow that has been canceled on the district level because of very poor air quality. So we will have to figure, if you still need a Chromebook, we're gonna be getting to you on Monday about when those pickups will be, or if you need to return a Chromebook or get school supplies.
What if students have not received their schedule yet? Go ahead and email me and I will, or call the office and I will work with you on that.
But they should, the two places they could look for their schedule is on their student view or on their PEP. Wait, Shana, is that, are we putting it on the second tab anymore? Yeah, okay. So on their PEP, personalized education plan, the second tab would have their schedule for this learning cycle.
And I'll just interject that parent view is not going to be turned on for another week or week and a half, but student view will still work. So parents, you will not be able to see schedules in there yet for a couple of complicated reasons.
Can you be in both COA and real world? No, the students are either in COA or real world. COA, real world students can take online classes, but it's not the main focus of their program. Are there any other questions people would like to ask us?
I do want to say though, like as with all, as it always has been, we try and be flexible and be student centered. And if you feel like something's not working, please talk to us. Don't just disappear or like go passive on us, you know, be assertive, talk to us, and we'll figure out, we want to work with you and figure out a plan that works. We know that these are not ideal circumstances for anyone, and it's going to be difficult, but we do have, you know, flexibility and try and figure out ways to help you. So just hang in there and communicate through whatever it is. Just please keep reaching out.
I know that staff is very eager to see you guys Monday morning. I think it's been a long stretch that we haven't got to interact with you, and that, you know, we're in this business to be with kids. And so we are eager to get back at that. And I know each and every one of these staff members and the staff members who aren't on the meeting have been working really hard this summer to transition from a site-based teaching to doing it by internet. And we also know that our Catalyst students do well at Catalyst because they're relationship based and they have relationships with their fellow students and with these staff members. And we are going to do everything we can to continue to develop those relationships and to treat all of you as an individual and not a group of people, but as each one of you having needs that are different from the others. And we're going to, even though we're not going to be with you in person, we're going to still work hard to do what we've always done and meet those needs. So if there's not any more questions, I think we're done for the night. Please email any of us if you have any questions, or call the front office, and we'd be more than happy to talk to you. And we will see you all Monday. And real quick, just we do have to cancel the pickup time tomorrow afternoon, but we will reschedule that as soon as possible. You know, it's just one more thing in 2020 that has been a hiccup. So we'll just go back to our word grit, and we will regroup and have that handout session as soon as the air quality allows us to. And there will be an email blast sent out to let you know when. All right. Thank you so much and have a good night.